Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing European Outlook for today's second video. So as always on a Thursday, we're having a look at the weather for next week's 10 days in detail across Europe. I shall get on that view in a second. Just say that the first video, was our 7 AM forecast, and we've also got a 10 to 14 dayer with all operator features coming up for you later on this afternoon. Please like, share, subscribe on all of the videos. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay. Let's have a look at European Outlook then. So we're going to start off the situation across Europe today. So most parts of Europe being dominated by high pressure today. We've got a big area of high pressure building across western parts of Europe, extending back to this large area of high pressure across western Russia. There is low pressure around, got an area of low pressure across central parts of the Mediterranean, particularly focused on Italy and in towards the Adriatic. We've got a deep area of low pressure in the Atlantic that contains the rains of Hurricane Sam, and it's really warmth and heat from this area of low pressure as it stalls to the south of Greenland and Iceland, but it's helping to promote the ridge over western parts of Europe. Here's the upper air temperatures. So you see the warmth pushing up west side of Europe associated with that low pressure in the Atlantic. So that low has drawn up warmth and heat out of the tropical Atlantic, and that's all moving up western side of Europe. At the same time though, it's pretty cool in northern and eastern parts of Europe and relatively cool down in the Mediterranean too, although Spain and Portugal are looking quite hot. So under that region of high pressure, there's lots of dry weather around today. We have got some areas of rain. There's wet weather through Ireland and western parts of Scotland. Some showery rain, probably with sleet and snow mixed in across the extreme north of Scandinavia. And then the wettest areas down here across the central part of the Med, so again through Italy, and then over the Adriatic into the Balkans, some big showers and thunderstorms through there, and they extend southeastwards down into towards parts of Greece. Other than that though, lots of dry weather all the way from Spain and Portugal right way up to west parts of Russia. There's a big area of high pressure bringing mainly dry conditions. Warmest temperatures are across southwestern Europe, so around Spain and Portugal, particularly in the south. We're into the mid to upper 20s Celsius. It's generally pretty warm up the western side of Europe with temperatures upper teens to low 20s Celsius. But go further eastwards though, it does get cooler, especially from like Germany and Poland eastwards. Really quite chilly through this eastern part of Europe, and even down into the Balkans and southeastern parts of Europe, it looks generally on the cool side. Much of Scandinavia, especially central and northern parts of Scandinavia, looking quite cold as well. Our situation, high pressure takes over across most parts of Europe. We have got some low pressure down across southern Europe. Upper air temperatures looking pretty warm up the west side of Europe, cooler over on the eastern side under that area of high pressure. Again, mainly dry weather, some distinct areas of precipitation though, so a little bit showery across parts of Scandinavia. Still some wet weather for western Scotland and Ireland, and then at the southeastern corner, that's where we've got those heavy showers and thunderstorms again through southern parts of Italy and extending over in towards Greece and Turkey, then northwards up into Black Sea. Between those two areas of precipitation in the far northwest and southeast, there's a large area of dry weather, again motor under that area of high pressure. Temperatures again looking relatively warm up west side of Europe into the upper teens, low 20 Celsius. Coolest temperatures are in northern and eastern areas, not overly warm in the Med, except across southern parts of Spain and Portugal, where it will be quite hot. Saturday, high pressure dominates through most areas once again. So upper air temperatures are pretty warm in west, and most warmer upper air temperatures are actually beginning to extend a little bit further northwards and eastwards as well. The far east of Europe though does still look quite cool, especially around Ukraine and going down into the Black Sea. Hot for Spain and Portugal, and generally on the warm side through the Mediterranean as you would expect. With high pressure in control, it can be loads of dry weather once again. Some wet weather is pushing from Scotland in towards Norway, and we've still got those leftover showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern part of the Mediterranean, especially around Greece. Other than that though, high pressure is dominating, so most areas are dry. Temperatures looking quite cool in the far north, northeast, extending down its eastern side as well. Of course, under this area of high pressure, we have to be watching out for increasing risk of mist and fog developing, so that's something to be aware of over the coming days. Western parts of Europe looking relatively warm, but maybe temperatures just sliding a little bit through parts of Ireland, the UK, and into France as well. Not quite as hot as it has been over southern parts of Spain and Portugal either. Sunday, we'll see high pressure still in control across most areas, though an area of low pressure is beginning to push in towards Norway and parts of Scandinavia. Weakish pressure down here in this southern part of the Mediterranean too. Upper air temperatures begin to warm up a bit over on the eastern side of Europe. Relatively warm in western parts of Europe, though cooler air trying to dig in across Scotland. The warmest temperatures again around Spain and Portugal and this far and in this far eastern part of the Mediterranean. More heavy showers and thunderstorms continuing around Italy, over the Adriatic in towards the Balkans and down towards the southeast of Europe around Greece. Some big thunderstorms through there. Outbreaks of rain moving in off the Norwegian Sea and the Atlantic in towards Norway. They'll start to progress a little bit eastwards in towards Sweden. Northern parts of Scandinavia could see some sleet and snow from that. Again, otherwise mainly dry though across most parts of Europe still with that ongoing area of high pressure in control. Temperatures quite cold across northern parts of Scandinavia, relatively cool across eastern parts of Europe as well, and most cool temperatures do extend down in towards the southeast of Europe, so again temperatures might fall down into single digits in the Balkans once more, for example. Western Europe looking relatively mild or warm, really, in most parts of the central western Mediterranean looking okay for temperatures as well. Monday will take low pressure through Scandinavia and start to pull in a colder northerly wind. At the same time, high pressure over UK will begin to drift a little bit further westwards, probably just allowing cooler northwesterly air streams to push into some central and western parts of Europe as well. Still with that area of low pressures around Italy and in towards the Adriatic. Upper air temperatures are starting to get a bit colder across northern areas, so the UK seeing a cool down, especially northern and eastern parts of Scotland and England. Some quite cold air beginning to dig in towards Scandinavia as well. Eastern parts of Europe a little bit milder though, and the hottest temperatures, in terms of upper air temperatures and probably surface temperatures, will be for Spain and Portugal, the central bowl of the Med. So showers and longer spells of rain in towards Scandinavia. Some of those can be quite heavy through Norway. Heavy showers and thunderstorms around Italy and into that southeastern corner of the Med once again. Otherwise, once more, high pressure dominates, so there is going to be a lot of dry weather around on Monday. Temperatures are getting colder across Scandinavia, and some of those colder temperatures are beginning to dig in towards the UK and Ireland as well. Temperatures will drop by a few degrees there, and in towards the Low Countries and Germany, possibly eastern parts of France, we see the temperature beginning to lower too. But it's really the northeast Europe has the coldest temperatures, and possibly down in this southeastern corner as well, particularly for mountainous areas. Relatively warm through the central bowl of Med and back to Spain and Portugal. Tuesday, high pressure remains in control across western parts of Europe. Cold and northerly winds into Scandinavia and northern and northeastern parts of Europe. So see the upper air temperatures lowering from Scandinavia down in towards Germany, for example, and Poland. There's a definite sort of drop in temperature that's taking place there early next week. Cooler temperatures extending into France. UK is under cooler upper air temperatures as well, although the coolest temperatures actually a little bit further away from us in the North Sea and, over the continent. Down into Mediterranean, again, relatively hot still through Spain and Portugal. Otherwise, probably not too far from average. We do see things getting a little bit more unsettled as we get through into Tuesday. So as those upper air temperatures, as cooler upper air temperatures begin to push downwards, they'll start to generate instability. Lots of heavy showers and thunderstorms breaking out across the eastern, southeastern part of Europe, and further showers further north as well. The driest weather will be across western parts of Europe, and as the temperature begins to drop, the showers will turn increasingly wintry over Scandinavia, I think. Temperature-wise, so Western Europe, seeing temperatures sort of mid to upper teens Celsius, not too bad. The coldest temperatures will be across northern, central and eastern parts of Europe, especially Scandinavia. Some areas across sort of central northern Norway and Sweden will be struggling to get much above freezing, I think, by the early part of next week. Those cooler temperatures are extending down through Germany, Poland, and going southwards and eastwards as well. Definite drop in temperature beginning to take place early next week. Wednesday, high pressure remains in situ over the UK and Ireland, bringing loads of dry and fine weather once again. Coolest and most showery conditions being pushed in towards eastern parts of Europe by this point. Upper air temperatures again, looking pretty cold across most northern, central and eastern areas, warmer out to western of a ridge of high pressure. But bear in mind, out of that high pressure, particularly if we've got mist and fog beginning to develop, probably not as warm as you will think by those upper air temperatures. Down into the Mediterranean, looking relatively warm again through Spain and Portugal. The showers or longer spells of rain through central and eastern parts of Europe go further north, so that will turn a little bit wintry at times. Down into the Med, we also see further showers and thunderstorms breaking out across Italy, and possibly a few begin to develop through the central bowl of the Med as well. Some showers into Greece and Turkey once again. Large parts of Western Europe, though, are looking dry. Ireland, UK, many parts of France, and down to Spain and Portugal. Lots of dry weather on offer. Coldest temperatures through northern, central and eastern parts of Europe. Mildest out west and again through the Mediterranean. And then into Thursday, high pressure, yes, you've guessed it, is still dominating across most parts of Europe, particularly Western Europe. Eastern Europe looking cooler and more showery, and we're beginning to bring some lower pressure into Scandinavia from off the Atlantic and Norwegian Sea once again. Other air temperatures are relatively cold in northern and eastern areas, warmest in the west and across southern and southwestern parts of Europe. Some really torrential rain and thunderstorms through this southeastern and eastern part of the Mediterranean, from Italy over towards Greece. There could be some very big storms by the second half of next week, some of that extending northwards as well, affecting Romania, for example. Going further northwards, we've got showery conditions pushing through Scandinavia. Again, there is wintering potential for northern parts of Scandinavia. The high pressure keeps most parts of Western Europe mainly dry once more. Coldest temperatures are in the north and the east, mildest in the west, and also across southern and southwestern parts of Europe. I'll just run you out today 10. This is Friday next week, 15th of October. High pressure again dominating across west part of Europe, east Europe cooler and more showery conditions there. And then into the weekend of Saturday 16th and Sunday 17th of October, up to day 10. Basically about high pressure drifting further eastwards, taking the driest or drier conditions through central and eventually perhaps to eastern parts of Europe. We could start to pick up a very mild or warm southerly wind across Western Europe, and low pressure edging in off the Atlantic might begin to bring some wet weather in towards the western part of Europe. But of course that's a long way off. It is 10 days away. Right, so that's European outlook for this week. So most parts of Europe are actually having a cool down, and particularly early to middle next week will be quite cold, I think, across many northern, central and some eastern parts of Europe as well. That's it for European Outlook then for this week. We'll do it all over again next Thursday. We're going to be back shortly with your 10 to 14 day video update that will include all operator features, so come back for that then. But for this week's European Outlook, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.